I found myself in New Paltz today and finally got a chance to get to this hike. Can't wait to check it out. This wildlife sanctuary is located on Huguenot Street in the village of New Paltz. The Nyquist-Harcourt Wildlife Sanctuary is 56 acres. It's along the Wachau River where there's an oxbow that was left behind after the river had straightened its course hundreds of years ago. Right up in front of us, you see a walking bridge that goes over that oxbow, and here it is right there. We had a lot of rain recently, so everything is heavily flooded. I don't know how many trails I'll be able to get to. And I just want to leave a little note in here. I'm going to leave the sound of the clip up so that you can hear the birds in the background, because that's basically the reason why I'm here, is for bird watching. And there goes a merganser right there. Pretty cool, huh? Not to mention, a couple times in this video you will be hearing church bells, and those are coming from the Reformed Church that's up on Huguenot Street that was formed in 1683, and they're beautiful. So I left them in. Enjoy it. I knew I should have worn my boots. I brought my canoe. More like a skidoo with outboard trolling motor. The current's pretty strong, and without my muck boots, I just don't feel like getting soaking wet feet today. This sign's information is a little off. According to their website, it says 153 species of birds in and around the sanctuary have been observed over the 12-year period. And that's correct, though 36 are on the Audubon list. So I guess the number went up at some point. Now for some interesting facts about the Nyquist-Harcourt Wildlife Sanctuary. The floodplain forest is an especially rare ecosystem regionally that serves as a habitat and travel corridor for many animal species. This is rich farmland that's within the oxbow, and it's been in production for almost 400 years, since the Huguenot settlement was farmed by the Esopus-Munsee tribe long before the European settlement. Boots would have been nice. Oh, not too bad. I'd love to see this place during a real flood. This sanctuary contains about half an oxbow, a complex of ponds and wetlands remaining from the tightly curved meander cutoff when the Wachau River straightened its course hundreds of years ago. Nice place to sit and look at the mud. I saw some small bubbles coming up, and I was kind of hoping that maybe the frogs had laid their eggs, but it's actually still a little too early. It could have been the spring peepers under there, and maybe possibly even a newt. It's always fun to have placards along the way. It's nice that people do this little service. This one is for a shagbark hickory, and it's thriving out here. It's a monster. It's got to be at least 8 to 12 diameter at breast height, I would say. The fabled widowmaker. In forestry, a widowmaker, or fool killer, is a detached or broken limb of a tree at the top, but this one detached at the bottom. It could still be a big problem, though. I'm always on the lookout for signs of wildlife. There's a lot of squirrels, a lot of gray squirrels, but these are a little bit too big. I would say it's probably a raccoon. Honey locust. High luster wood, very durable and easy to split. This sanctuary has over 1,300 feet of frontage on the Wallkill River. And I'm just zooming in to see what's going on. It looks like everything is completely flooded out. I was kind of hoping to read that blue sign back there. But without my boots, I just don't feel like getting wet feet. So I think I'm going to figure out another way through. This is an ash tree, and I just wanted to zoom in to see the gallery pattern on it. And I'm really curious to see if any of these ash trees are going to leaf out in the spring. I'll have to come back and check it. According to TripAdvisor, it says the duration of the walk through the sanctuary is about 1 to 2 hours, but if you're anything like me, you're going to poke your way through every last speck of this land to see what's going on. I'm pussyfooting my way through this portion of the land because I just wanted to see how far in the water goes and saturates the land between the Wallkill River and the Oxbow. And you got to be pretty careful in here. I'm not sure, there are no signs that say you are not allowed to walk off the trail, but if you do, be very, very careful because you might find a sinkhole. Oh my God, it was a snipe, it was a snipe, it was a snipe. Oh, at least I got to see him in flight. I'll see if I can slow it down in the video when I edit. Oh my God, that was so cool. Now that I've recovered from the snipe experience, this tower you see is at Mohonk Mountain House. It was built in 1870 by the Smiley twins. I'm actually not just filming my shadow here. If you look very carefully between the shadow of my stick and my shadow, there's a game trail here. You see it? There's a furrow there, right in the middle of the screen, right in the middle of the screen at my bicep. And here is the hole. And I'm thinking muskrat? Maybe. Otter? I'm not sure. But if any of you have an idea of what might be going into this hole, please leave it in the comments below. I didn't find any footprints. I'm looking here to see if I can see any sign, but I'm not really seeing anything. But what I did notice was that the hole was well used. Here's another game trail very similar to the first one that I showed you. I still can't find any tracks, and there's another hole, but this one doesn't seem to be as well used. Again, if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. This is a good view of the Oxbow right here. In front of us is the Wallkill River. Hi! Aside from the amazing snipe sighting that I saw, Sora, rails, and sedge wrens are also found here. Great horned owls and screech owls are also seen here. Killdeers, greater yellowlegs, warbling vireos, red-eyed vireos, American woodcock, herring gulls, and ring-billed gulls, just to name a few. This land was bought by Thomas and Connie Nyquist in 2011, which was formerly known as the Huguenot Historical Society. Tom Nyquist served as the mayor of the village of New Paltz for 16 years. The couple lived on Huguenot Street, just hundreds of feet from the Northern Trail entrance to the sanctuary that we see today. In partnership with the Open Space Institute, a land preservation organization based in New York City, the Nyquists were able to purchase the property and safeguard it from future development. Thank goodness for people like the Nyquist. It's just a joy to have something like this at your disposal whenever you feel like going for a walk somewhere. We have many of these areas throughout the New York region and the metropolitan region of southern New York. Well, once again, folks, I hope you enjoyed the walk and I hope you had fun. See you in the next video.